Hi, I'm Corey with Crust AI. In this video, we'll dive into modifying the snippet and adding interactivity via the prompt. So for the purpose of this demonstration, I have created a simple snippet that tracks candidate applications that can be used by a company's HE team to browse through candidates, learn about each one of them, and decide whom they would like to hire or reject. Now, this snippet is linked to our candidate applications Airtable base, in which each record represents a single candidate application with info about the candidate and a status of whether the candidate is hired, rejected, or waiting for a decision. So we built this nice snippet for the candidate application, which displays all of the information needed about the candidate and role. And it even looks a bit different if you're hired, rejected, or waiting for decisions. But let's say that we don't want to expose the contact and personal information of candidates that were not hired. In this case, we would like to have a conditional rendering of this contact and personal card that will be shown only for candidates if their status is hired, and it will be hidden for candidates that are rejected or waiting for decision. This can be easily done inside of Crust AI by writing a simple prompt in natural language and instructing what we want to achieve. To write a prompt, simply write it in the prompt input field that is presented under the snippet preview on the right-hand side. In this example, let's write something like, hide the contact and personal card if the status field is not hired, and then click the prompt submission button or simply press enter. Now, Crust AI will regenerate your snippet and apply your instructions. And this usually takes between a few seconds to 3 minutes, depending on how big your requested change is. Now you can see that the contact and personal card is not shown as our current selected candidate's status is waiting for decision. Let's select a rejected candidate and we'll see the same thing. Now, let's select a hired candidate, and now we can see that the contact and personal card is shown. So that's great. It's working exactly as we wanted it to. Now, let's add some interactive elements to the snippet. Interactive elements are a set of actions that allow the snippet viewer to actually do things within the snippet and not just using it as a read-only view. This can be things like triggering automations, navigating to other views, or updating records directly from the snippet. For example, let's say that we want the HR team to hire or reject the candidate from within the snippet itself, so that when the application status is waiting for decision, there will be two buttons, one to hire and one to reject the candidate. Clicking either of them will update the application status accordingly. So to achieve this, let's write a prompt that will instruct to add these two interactions, and it could be something simple like, when the status is waiting for decision, show two buttons in the header, one to hire and one to reject the candidate. Pressing either of them will update the record status field accordingly. So let's submit that prompt and let Crust AI apply our instructions. Now we can see these two buttons for hiring or rejecting candidates that are waiting for decision. Let's open the snippet in a new tab and see if it works. So let's say that we've decided to hire Melissa. We'll click the hire button, and now we can see that the view updated and the status of Melissa's application is now hired. We can also now see Melissa's contact and personal card, which was hidden before, but now that she's hired, we can see it. So adding interactions to snippets is a very powerful way for building full apps using snippets, allowing viewers to interact with the data easily while giving granular permissions to change only specific fields or perform only specific actions, all fully flexible for what you need. In the next videos, we'll explore even more options to empower your snippets by adding navigations and by integrating snippets with automation workflows. Thank you for joining me. We are super excited to see how you'd simplify your workflow using interactive snippets. See you next time.